In a world of empires and prophecies, one man was given a divine command, a message he could not escape, a destiny he could not outrun. This is the story of a prophet who ran from God, only to find himself in the belly of a beast, on a journey that would change not just one city, but his own heart forever. Get ready for a tale of rebellion, repentance, and redemption. This is the story of Jonah. Our story begins in ancient Israel, where a prophet named Jonah received a direct message from God. The command was clear and daunting: go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it, because its wickedness has come up before me. Now, Nineveh wasn't just any city. It was the capital of the Assyrian Empire, a powerful and ruthless enemy of Israel. To an Israelite like Jonah, the people of Nineveh were the last people on earth who deserved God's mercy. They were known for their brutality and cruelty. So what did Jonah do? He did what many of us might do when faced with a task we find terrifying or unfair. He ran. Instead of heading east to Nineveh, Jonah went straight to the port of Joppa and booked a ticket on a ship heading west to Tarshish, literally the opposite direction. He was trying to flee from the presence of the Lord, hoping that by putting enough distance between himself and his mission, God might just forget about him. He paid the fare, went aboard, and settled in below deck, probably thinking he had successfully dodged his duty. But you can't outrun the Creator of the oceans. As the ship sailed out to sea, God sent a great wind. A violent storm erupted, so fierce that the ship was in danger of breaking apart. The sailors, seasoned men of the sea, were terrified. They threw cargo overboard to lighten the ship, and each one cried out to his own God for help. Meanwhile, where was Jonah? He was fast asleep down in the hold of the ship. The ship's captain found him and woke him up, saying, "How can you be sleeping? Get up and call on your God. Maybe he will take notice of us so that we will not perish." The sailors, desperate to find the cause of this supernatural storm, decided to cast lots to see who was responsible for this calamity. The lot fell on Jonah. They surrounded him, demanding answers. "Who are you? Where do you come from? What have you done?" Jonah finally confessed, "I am a Hebrew, and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land." He then admitted that he was running away from God. The men were even more terrified. The storm was getting worse by the minute.
"What should we do to you to make the sea calm down for us?"
Jonah, realizing the mess he had created and the danger he had put everyone in, gave them a shocking instruction. "Pick me up and throw me into the sea," he said, "and it will become calm. I know that it is my fault that this great storm has come upon you." The sailors, to their credit, didn't want to do it. They were pagans, but they valued human life. They tried their best to row back to land, but the sea grew even more wild. Finally, seeing no other option, they prayed to Jonah's God, asking for forgiveness for what they were about to do. Then they took Jonah and threw him overboard. Instantly, the raging sea grew calm. The sailors were filled with awe, and they made vows to the Lord. But this wasn't the end for Jonah. As he sank into the depths of the sea, swallowed by the waves, God appointed a great fish to swallow him. And Jonah was inside the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. Can you imagine the scene? Utter darkness. The feeling of being trapped, surrounded by the churning insides of a giant sea creature. It was in this moment of absolute despair, at his lowest point, that Jonah finally turned back to God. He prayed. It wasn't a prayer of complaint, but a prayer of thanksgiving and repentance. He acknowledged God's power and sovereignty. He realized that salvation comes from the Lord alone. He promised to fulfill the vow he had made. After 3 days, God commanded the fish, and it vomited Jonah out onto dry land. Soaked, humbled, and probably smelling terrible, Jonah was given a second chance. The word of the Lord came to him again. "Go to the great city of Nineveh and proclaim to it the message I give you." This time Jonah obeyed. He traveled to Nineveh, a massive city that took 3 days to cross. He walked into the city and began to preach the simple, terrifying message God had given him. 40 more days and Nineveh will be overthrown. What happened next was truly miraculous. The people of Nineveh, from the least to the greatest, believed God's message. News of Jonah's preaching reached the king of Nineveh himself. In a stunning act of humility, the king got up from his throne, took off his royal robes, covered himself with sackcloth, and sat in dust. He then issued a decree for the entire city, man and beast, to fast, to put on sackcloth, and to call on God urgently. He commanded everyone to give up their evil ways and their violence. Who knows? The king said, God may yet relent and with compassion turn from his fierce anger so that we will not perish. And God saw what they did. He saw their genuine repentance and how they turned from their evil ways. And so he had compassion and did not bring upon them the destruction he had threatened. The entire city was saved. This should have been a moment of incredible joy for Jonah. His mission was a success beyond anyone's wildest dreams. An entire city of enemies had turned to God because of his message. But Jonah's reaction was the complete opposite. He was angry, incredibly angry. He complained to God, basically saying, I knew it. This is why I ran away in the first place. I knew you are a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger and abounding in love, a God who relents from sending calamity. Just take away my life. It is better for me to die than to live. Jonah was so caught up in his own prejudice and his desire for justice, or what he thought was justice, that he couldn't stand the sight of God as mercy being extended to his enemies. So God, in his patience, decided to teach Jonah one final lesson. Jonah had gone out of the city and built a little shelter to sit and watch what would happen. While he was sitting there, God provided a leafy plant that grew up over Jonah to give him shade from the sun. Jonah was very happy about the plant. But the next day, God provided a worm that chewed the plant so that it withered. Then, as the sun rose, God sent a scorching east wind, and the sun blazed on Jonah's head so that he grew faint and wanted to die. God then asked him, Is it right for you to be angry about the plant? It is, Jonah snapped back. I'm so angry I wish I were dead. Then God delivered the final powerful lesson of the story. You have been concerned about this plant, though you did not tend it or make it grow. It sprang up overnight and died overnight. And should I not have concern for the great city of Nineveh, in which there are more than 120,000 people who cannot tell their right hand from their left, and also many animals? The story ends right there, with God's question hanging in the air. We don't know how Jonah responded. And maybe that's the point. The question isn't just for Jonah, it's for all of us. It challenges us to look at our own hearts. Do we get angry when God shows mercy to people we think don't deserve it? Do we value our own comfort more than the souls of others? The story of Jonah is a powerful reminder that God, as love and compassion, are bigger than our prejudices, and his plans are far greater than our own. It's a call to embrace his heart for all people, even our enemies. Thanks so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores these timeless tales.